Welcome to Know It All, a place to connect with researchers to answer all questions on health, science, technology, business, culture, and more. This episode on How Do I Reduce My Stress Levels was created for you by Zainab. In this topic, Know It All will answer: how do you recognize that you're stressed? How do you reduce your stress? What doesn't work to reduce stress levels? Stress can be the silent thief of all your energy, motivation, and happiness. It's not something to take lightly, as it can have a serious impact on both your mental and physical health if left unchecked. While stress affects everyone differently, certain signs are usually consistently present when you are feeling stressed out or overwhelmed by life events. Here are some examples of different ways stress can manifest itself in your life. 1. You feel exhausted all the time. Stress takes its toll on our body in many ways, one being that it makes us feel completely drained of energy no matter how much sleep we get or what activities we engage in. If you find yourself constantly exhausted for no reasonable explanation, then this may be an indication that stress is getting the better of you. 2. Your mind is constantly racing with thoughts and worries. Constant worrying about things outside of our control tends to increase feelings of tension, which indicate underlying levels of distress. We often struggle to switch off from these thoughts at night, making it hard for us to get a good night's rest, resulting in further exhaustion, leaving us even more vulnerable to stressful situations throughout the day ahead. 3. You have no interest in socializing anymore. Feeling disconnected from friends, family, and other social groups is another signal that you may be experiencing higher than normal levels of stress. This is especially true when spending time with friends and loved ones used to be enjoyable and now the prospect feels overwhelmingly difficult. 4. Physical symptoms start appearing regularly. Those suffering chronic levels of life stress sometimes display physical symptoms such as headaches, chest pains, clenched jaw muscles, unexplained weight loss, change in appetite and sleep patterns, irregular heartbeat, etc. All of these symptoms should not be ignored. It is advised that when these physical symptoms arise that you see a qualified physician to rule out clinical depression, anxiety, and other medical issues. 5. Your emotions get easily overwhelmed. Perhaps the most telling sign that you are suffering from a high amount of stress is when every little thing seems to trigger grief, anger, or tearful reactions that are far disproportionate to the actual situation being faced. As life gets busier, stress levels are on the rise. Whether you experience chronic stress or just have occasional episodes of intense anxiety and worry, it's important to find ways to reduce your stress in order to maintain your mental and physical health. Here are some tips for reducing your overall level of tension. 1. Examine your stressors. The first step is understanding what causes you distress so that you can start working towards eliminating those triggers from your environment as much as possible. Take a few moments each day and ask yourself which areas in your life make you feel overwhelmed: work commitments? Financial responsibilities? Writing papers at school maybe? Start by creating an action plan with specific goals on how to best tackle these issues head-on throughout the month ahead. This will help give structure while also providing motivation when things seem impossible. 2. Prioritize yourself and practice self-care. Working too hard without taking time out for ourselves often leads us into burnout mode, where our energy reserves become depleted very quickly due to a lack of proper, restful sleep and regular relaxation activities such as yoga or meditation. Try to practice self-care through daily exercise like running/walking outside, healthy eating habits, plus incorporating more leisurely hobbies into your routine whenever possible. This allows us greater balance between tasks being completed and still efficiently maintaining your personal well-being alongside everything else that's going on in your life. 3. Learn to say no when necessary. We're often quick to say yes because we want everyone around us happy. Saying no may be necessary, however, if something isn't 100% manageable or feasible within current circumstances. Learning how to manage expectations accordingly by setting firm boundaries can help reduce stress. 4. Reach out for support if needed. Don't suffer alone unnecessarily during times of difficulty. Reach out to family members and close friends when you're going through difficult periods. Talking openly and honestly regarding your thoughts and feelings helps to generate genuine connections with people and provides a sense of comfort and trust. 2 things that are required when coping with challenges. Stress impacts everyone and can wreak havoc on our mental, physical, and emotional well-being. While there are many methods that have been proven to help reduce stress levels in the short term, such as yoga, exercise, mindfulness meditation, or breathing exercises, It's just as important to know what doesn't work when it comes to reducing stress. Here's a look at some of the things that don't actually do much for relieving anxiety. 1. Avoiding stressful situations. Avoiding situations known to cause high amounts of stress might seem like a good idea, but in reality, avoiding these situations only serves to make matters worse over time. Facing challenges head-on rather than running away from them is often necessary when trying to find successful coping strategies for dealing with stressful events. 2. Working longer hours. Working excessively might feel like a way to get stressful tasks off of your to-do lists. But working longer hours actually increases fatigue, which causes more problems such as insomnia or failing health conditions. All of which result in higher levels of cortisol, the hormone directly linked with an increased amount of stress. 3. Comfort eating/drinking alcohol. Overeating unhealthy foods or drinking alcohol excessively does nothing except offer temporary distraction from your worries without offering any real solutions. Instead, find healthier alternatives such as adding fruits and veg into everyday meals alongside cutting down your caffeine intake. 4. Taking out your frustration on others. Venting anger outwards destroys relationships. No one likes having their character attacked, especially if there's someone who cares about you. You hurt them, and can sometimes even isolate yourself. 5. Not seeking professional help when needed. Trying to tackle difficult emotions alone is never a good idea. It's very easy to get stuck in negative thought patterns which result in us feeling overwhelmed as we try to cope with something that is too big to manage with our own means. Seeking professional help is an important step to take. Talking to a therapist, counselor, or psychologist is highly recommended to get a clearer perspective on how to deal with whatever is troubling you. It goes without saying, it's important to recognize activities and practices that should be avoided in order to keep a balanced lifestyle and prevent stress from limiting your ability to handle daily tasks. Thank you for listening. For more answers to questions on health, science, technology, business, culture, and more, don't forget to subscribe to Know It All.